In Las Vegas, Nevada, city officials are thinking of options on how to keep the city open despite a surge in COVID cases. Eagle News correspondent Daryl Joy Evangelista joins us tonight.
Nevada's new daily COVID cases nearly tripled in the last month. The state's test positivity rate is 15.5%. Clark County, where Las Vegas sits, has 83% of the new daily cases with a test positivity rate of 16.5% as of Wednesday. 10 out of 17 counties in the state are now flagged for having elevated risk of transmission. 7 out of 8 new daily death count for Nevada were from Clark County. Nevada ranks 4th in the country with 2.4 deaths per capita behind Virgin Islands, Louisiana, and Arkansas, according to CDC. Due to these numbers, hospitalization metrics continue to climb, mostly in southern Nevada. It has more than doubled since the beginning of July. Currently, there are 1,206 confirmed hospitalizations with COVID cases in the state. 1,100, or 92% of the total numbers, is from southern Nevada. Although 5 hospitals are reporting a staffing shortage, no hospitals are reporting any shortage of medical supplies, including PPE, ventilators, or medications. About 95% of those hospitalized are unvaccinated, according to Nevada Hospital Association. Vaccination remains to be best mitigation measures, says NHA. And that's exactly what Commissioner Tick Segerblom said Tuesday during the Clark County Commissioner meeting. He said, "We can talk about masking all we want, but the answer is that vaccination is the best way to keep the surge fueled by the Delta variant." Members of the committee discussed options on how to turn these numbers around, because closing down the city is not an option, as stated by Commissioner James Gibson. Commissioner Michael Naft added that they are getting calls from Fortune 500 companies and the top 10 trade shows that come to town asking what the government is doing to mitigate the spread of the coronavirus. Some public comments include that the mandating masks again will drive away businesses, but according to Naft, these convention leaders are not asking for laxer rules. Instead, they're asking how safe will their employees be, working alongside Las Vegas employees when they come for the conventions. Gibson said that Las Vegas will not remain open if it loses big conventions again. One option the commission agrees to push forward is to require unvaccinated Clark County employees to provide proof of an FDA-approved negative PCR COVID test once or twice a week, with the goal to encourage more vaccinations. The county manager, Yolanda King, is tasked to provide guidelines for part-time employees, considering the added financial burden for them to meet this requirement should it go into effect. They anticipate an effect date of September 1st, 2021, and may vote on the item at their August 17 meeting. In Las Vegas, DJ Evangelista, Eagle News, we live in interesting times. Back to you, Alan.
DJ, what other options do they have on the table to increase the vaccination rate?
County Manager King mentioned mandating vaccinations, but due to some legal concerns, they couldn't consider it. Commissioner Segerblom talked about giving incentives like paying each person $100 to get vaccinated, but it's tougher to make that happen because they have to prioritize other projects. They mentioned other organizations have tried that approach, but it didn't turn out to be effective. They looked at the survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation, as reported by the NYT, on what would make people with vaccine hesitancy consider getting vaccinated. And the FDA giving full approval of the vaccines are currently in use now tops the list.
I know, DJ, we're going to talk a little bit later about back to school blues. But before we get to that, I'm going to throw out a hypothetical for you. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to throw out is higher education. We're not including college. If we're just going to pick either elementary, middle, or high school, jump into your time machine, which of these three stages of education would you go and relive?
Elementary school.
Excellent. Was it because it was more fun, or what's the deal with elementary?
It was more fun. We had more time at recess.
We all need time to play. If I could jump in a time machine before the pandemic, I would have invested in pharmaceuticals. DJ, thank you for your report.